Monday morning. It's April 22nd, and as promised, I am delivering to you this morning our piece on your team and how it can make or break you. Why is this important to cover this on a Monday morning? Why is it important to cover this at all? A lot of us out here think of ourselves as lone wolves. We can do it all ourselves. And, we're in control of what we're doing and we don't need any help and we're, tough and strong. Reality is you're always going to have a need for a team around you, but that team can make or totally break you in the process. And you might be saying, well, what does this mean? It's just this is an uncomfortable subject because a lot of times you start thinking a team and the people around you are family members, friends, people you care about, people you hang out with. And sometimes you got to admit that they're not really being supportive of you, or you're maybe not even being supportive of them. So these are things you've got to kind of really jump in and ask yourself. And this is what we're going to delve into today is, what's the difference between team and family, and are they one and the same? And are your coworkers necessarily your team because you were assigned to them? There's so much to delve into on this. And, I try to keep these quick to 15, 20-minute live. The full training videos on the site, the commentary and the post is all there to outline it for you. But this is just to generally get you going and get you understanding the concept of team. So we've all heard the team acronym, Together Everyone Achieves More. Hey, that is a great concept if you've got a functioning team. A team that you're contributing to and a team that's contributing back to you and a team with a mission. So let me ask you a question. If you've got a team of people who are on a mission to really make something fly, that's really going to help the world, it's going to help the community, it's a great business idea, it's a great concept for growth, it's something really cool, and everybody's in on this and they're pumped up and they're on the same page, but they bring enough diversity to this that you get the different views, but the team dynamic is focused on the same thing. Do you think you're going to get a great result? Do you think you're going to have a great synergy there? So I like to call team. My acronym for it that might shed some light on it is a totally engaged action mates on a project, on a relationship, whatever it is. And a team can be one, two, three, five, many. One thing I want to do, there is a magic number here, and that is that five being that the top five people that you spend time with and interact with and relate to are going to be the sum of who you are. And the easy way to do that, to really measure that, is financially. If you're struggling, look around you and see, do the top five people that you spend most of your time and focus on, are they struggling too? Good chance of it. If you're successful, good chance those five are in a successful range. Now, success and struggling and all that is a matter of terms. I have no judgment on where you're at and how you feel about it. But I can tell you, if you feel like you're in a struggle, chances are that people are struggling along with you, and that is what you relate to. And if you're feeling successful, even if you're not on top of the income row, you're still around other people that are feeling successful and help to make you feel successful. Are we agreed on this? The top five people you spend the most time with are going to define a lot about you. And it shows because you're a direct reflection of your peer group. And we could go in on that for hours and hours and hours. So let's do a little contrast here of your quote unquote given team versus your chosen team. Lots of people were born into a family, right? Okay, that makes sense, or adopted into one, whatever the case was. Did you pick that team? You didn't sit up in heaven or wherever you think you came from and go, I'm going there. No, you didn't have a lot of choice on this. Do some people have amazingly supportive, wonderful families that help them grow and are there and, really, really challenge you to be the best you can be? Absolutely, there's a lot of that out there. Are there families that are negative, draws and pull down on the family, on the person? Very possible. So my point to this would be, you may not have chosen your family, but that may have been your team up to a certain point. So put it simply, choose your peers, love your family, love your friends. Even if that has to be at a distance, you may need to distance yourself from certain parts of certain relationships if you're going to be successful in be designing and building a strong team. Now, do you think the team is all just about being in the boardroom and, focusing on projects and this, that, and the other? At work, it may be. And you may say, I can't choose my team at work. I go to work for a company and they've assigned me to XYZ team. Yes and no. If it's that bad, if it's holding you back that much, you may change careers just to be able to make sure you change a team that's supportive to you. Or you help your team grow. The first thing is to always help your team grow. If somebody on your team is not pulling you to a standard, or they're really holding you back or pushing you down, help them grow. Try that first. If not, you got to distance yourself and replace that team member in your life. And I'm talking about the core five. And that core five one of them may be on your work team, one of them may be on your home team, one of them may be on an extended family team, one of them might be somebody across the world who's your coach or your mentor in something that really, really helps you grow. So this is not about you can only have 5 friends or 5 family members or 5 coworkers that are great. It's the top 5 that you spend the most time with, that you look up to, that you relate to, and that you interassociate with at the deepest level that is going to make or break your levels of success. Now, success is not only business success or job success, it can be, family success. It can be success in learning how to go have fun. Maybe you've been stuck in a rut and you're dragging and it's like, oh my God, I work hard and all this other stuff, but I'm not really feeling like any rewards. Okay, get around people that want to do stuff that's great for you and that you enjoy too. So your team should make you contribute and it should make you grow in a good way. And sometimes growth is tough. Sometimes it's a rough kick in the ass to get you moving, but that's good too. So now look at family. What if you got family and they're really kind of messed up and they're really dragging you down because there's always drama and no, they can't do this and they got addictions and oh my God, but they're your family. You don't want to abandon them. Number one, try to pull them up, bring them up to your level. But if they don't want to and they're dragging you down, you got a distance. I'm sorry. You got a distance from that. Again, choose your peers, the people who help you grow and contribute. Love your family. You got them. They're your family. Love them. But if they're pulling you down, you cannot fall into that drama. That can't be one of your top 5. Does it mean you just totally ignore them and they go away? No. If somebody's got issues, that's a chance for growth a lot of times. If somebody needs your help, that's a teammate that's going to get you to grow as long as they're willing to participate in their own change. If they're going to just want you to wallow with them, or I'll use an example of a situation where maybe you've got an issue, you don't want to drink so much, but your coworkers, part of work is going out every Friday and Saturday night, and everybody gets partied up and is hung over for 2 days and doesn't even know Sunday came and went or something. And you want out of that. You're like, hey, no, I really can't be doing this to myself. Okay, great. So then what? How do you get around that? Well, one option might be you still like your friends and you want to associate with them, or your business cohorts. So you go out and do the events or whatever with them, and you don't drink alcohol. If you got a problem with it, stop drinking it. If it's holding you back, stop drinking it. And I'm using this as a good example because a lot of people can relate to it. It could be anything else. It could be smoking cigarettes. It could be overeating. It could be procrastinating. It could be being addicted to video games, drugs, whatever. But we're using alcohol. Go out and enjoy yourself. And if you can't enjoy yourself without the alcohol, and it's something you need to get away from, or your friends look down on you for not drinking alcohol, or you kind of get blacklisted for it, maybe it is time for a new peer group rather than, or, take those same friends. If you really enjoy people or family, take those same people and do some other activity that doesn't involve what's taking you down. And I love to use alcohol or cigarettes as as a type of example because it's the type of thing that is very socially acceptable in a lot of ways, but can be very damaging to people if it's not used properly. Do I tell you I never have an occasional drink and have a good time? Yeah, but I try not to do it in excess. Very, very rare would I ever have more than one drink if I have a drink. It takes my whole being down, and that's not what I'm all about. You want high energy out of me. You don't want me to come on going, oh my God, I had a really rough weekend, dude. Let's talk about some motivation here. No, you want some energy. You know, you want somebody that's going to step up. But it's okay. Once in a while, go out and have dinner and, or something with friends or have a beer after a race or something. Cool. All good. But in that example, first try to change the scenario if you don't want to change your peer group. Second, if you do need to change your peer group, freaking do it. Again, it doesn't mean you totally never talk to friends again who maybe, are the ones at the office who have to go out for a cigarette smoke break. You still like that person, you still interact with them. Maybe other parts of being their part of their team is great. But, you've given up cigarettes, you can't go to the smoking lounge and, smoke just to appease that part of the team, if that makes sense to you. I know it was a rather long example, but I'm just trying to get through. And that could be anything. It could be overeating. Some people, hey, it's great to meet up with friends or coworkers and say, hey, let's go sit down at Starbucks and talk about some business ideas or talk about what we're going to do on this vacation or just, sit out on the porch and have a cup of coffee and chill together and just, catch up or share ideas. Wonderful. But if you're needing to lose 100 pounds and every time you go to Starbucks, you got to get the most sugary coffee, you got to get, an almond croissant and a this and a that and the other, and you walk out of there feeling like your belly's going to burst, something's got to give. So maybe you go there and you just have a coffee without sugar. Or better yet, you brew some organic coffee at home and hang out with your friend. Whatever the case is, take it up a notch. If that's not doable, stay the hell out of Starbucks. If you can't go there without gorging yourself on sugary treats, then your team there is not helping you. Get it out of the environment that's not helping you, and then if that's still a problem, you gotta change the team members. You with me on this? It's not that difficult, but it can be difficult because you got the emotional, you got the analytic, you know what you should do, but you're attached to certain things that, make you feel good. So switch the things that make you feel good and the people that make you feel good to those things and people who help you grow and ultimately contribute to them as well. So great stuff on that. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of that. Let's go over the 5 dynamics of a team that really make a team work. And I know that we think business team, work team. This works all the way across the board, broad spectrum, but we use business as a really good example because that's where a lot of teamwork is involved. First off, vision. Everybody on the team should have a common vision. Does that mean a honed down, totally black and white vision? Sometimes, yeah, where it's bam, this is exactly what we're after. But a general vision for what you want out of the project, the business, the life that is congruent together. If you have the same vision and you're all going for the same thing, if you're a group of people who are looking to change your physical body and, 3 out of the 5 say are going, yeah, I'm all in. I really want to be at my total optimal. And then you got 2 that go, well, I'd be okay if I lost 5 pounds. Yeah, I'm not really into this, but I like you guys. That's going to break your chain of the team. You're better off, that was a bug, by the way, to, put those other 2 team members in a different spot and maybe let them be inspired by what you're doing and bring them back on later than have them be a weak spot of the team. Make sense? So common vision, common goals, going into a business venture together. If you've got 3, 4 partners on the deal, 5 partners on the deal, and 4 out of the 5 are, going, hey, this is definitely a profit venture, and you've got one person that goes, I want to, make a nonprofit and, and we don't really need to work that hard. I kind of just want to have a little side business, and 4 of them are all balls to the walls, let's grow this empire. that's not going to be a good team dynamic. Now, if there's slightly different levels of goals in there, one might say, well, I really see a $10 million business. The other one going, 7.5 would be great. And the other one going, no, let's shoot for 1.1. You're in that range. And that's what it's all about with the team. It's not about being totally laser on exactly robotic alike, but having the similar goals as well. Commitment level. If you got 4 out of the 5 teammates that are willing to work 70 hours a week to make it happen no matter what, and there's one that says, I'm in this to work 35 hours a week, that's why I'm becoming self-employed because, I want to work less. God, let me tell you guys, if you think becoming self-employed is going to make you work less, bullshit. Twice as much. But 10 times as rewarding. Not twice as rewarding. You work twice as much, but it's 10 times as rewarding. Little sales pitch there on becoming an entrepreneur because that's dear to my heart. But the reality of it is that, again, that commitment level's got to be there. Number 4, character. You got to have the character. Similar character. If you got 4 out of 5 on the team that would never believe in bilking an old person out of money, and you've got one that's going, old people would be a great target, we can really scoop it out of them and not care about them, that team is going to crash and burn because the character of one person could care less about humanity or old people or whatever. Fill in the blanks on this stuff. But if you're going into, and let's use an example, you're going into a business, maybe it is kind of a nonprofit or, lower profit, and it's a business to help seniors live independently longer. And 4 out of the 5 are really committed to the goal of doing this and making a profit. But that 5th person's about, oh man, they're, old people are going to be easy targets. We can scoop and scam, and wow, that's going to crash the dynamic of that team. Does it mean that every single person is on the exact same page on every single item of what the team is doing? No, because that's going to lead into number 5, diversity. And you're going, great, thanks, coach. 4 things, congruent, congruent, congruent. Now we want to get all diverse here. What does this mean? Do we, equal opportunity teams? Yeah, kind of. What it means is diverse views with common goals, common character, common vision, and common commitment. If we all go in just like robotic, we get too corporate about what we're doing. And whatever it is, it can be a relationship too. You might want this wonderful relationship, but everything has got to be exactly like this or else it doesn't work. Bull crap, you're going to crash and burn. People and humans are a myriad of emotions and energies and different beliefs and different things that drive us, and strengths and weaknesses. A lot of times strength and weakness in a relationship, if somebody's strong in one area and the other's a little bit weaker in that area, that's where you have the chance to contribute and grow. You contribute by pulling the other person up, and they grow by that, and vice versa, being supportive of each other. It's like the dynamic in male-female relationships. There's got to be that polarity. There's got to be the feminine and the masculine, and usually the feminine's the lady and the masculine's the male, but it's not always that case. I've met couples that have been totally successful for years and years where the man's kind of feminine and the lady's a little bit more masculine at the core. It doesn't make them straight gay, It just means that at how they approach things and how their emotions are. But that's what makes relationships work, is that dynamic of the different emotions. But you got to have the common goal. You can't have totally opposite ends of what you want out of something, out of a relationship, out of a business, out of a team at work. You've got to have that commonality, but you also need to make it really a dynamic, that diversity of, and I hate to use the word devil, but the devil's advocate of when somebody says, oh, we're going to do this, this, and this, and one person goes, hey, but we got it. What if this happens? What if this happens? What's our game plan? Not, oh, this isn't going to work because. That's a bullshit thing. We don't want that. That naysayer on a team, nah, out, doesn't work. But hey, let's look at several different scenarios here. Let's reel it in. So using myself, for instance, going to Business Mastery this past year taught me one really cool thing. Obviously entrepreneur. I've been, entrepreneur since I've been 18 and maybe a little bit younger than that. Didn't really ever love working for anybody, so I don't. Maybe some contract stuff and this, that, and the other. But the deal is this. I thought I'm the business dude, totally. A lot of that opened up at Business Mastery where I realized a lot of it, I am the creator and the artist of the business. Also, there's some of that entrepreneurial follow-up, paperwork, stuff like that I'm not as in love with as I am with the creation of the business, creation of something new, creation of these lives, creation of this stuff. So I had to learn that sometimes my part on our team here is a little more diverse than I thought it was. So bringing that diversity in is great. So the deal is common vision, common goals, common commitment level, common character. Does it mean cookie cutter? No. In common, yes. Diversity to make sure that everybody's bringing something cool to the table in a team. And I know this is all sounding business, but this is in relationships, families, work, whatever it is. But just remember that your 5 people you spend the most time with and you focus on that interaction and is most important to you becomes the sum of who you are. Pick your 5 wisely. Love your family, love your friends, pick your peers. If that is the one thing I can drive home to you today, most important is make sure you pick a great peer group. Doesn't mean they're perfect people, doesn't mean they're robotic, does mean that they have that common goal, common growth and contribution mindset with you. So here we go. We have done another episode. This is going back. This is still the Breakthrough with Lou show, and we're really, really, really thinking. And I'd love some input on this because I know maybe not everybody can watch live at this hour in the morning. Would you, if you can't watch live, listen to this on a internet radio network that we're ready to fire back up pretty darn soon? What other times a day would you listen to an internet radio show? What types of things would you like to hear? Please interact with us on this. I really want to know how we can serve you the best. This is Coach Lou encouraging you to live with energy, passion, and by all means, always live your dreams. See you on the next one. Next Monday will be the sum of it all. We're going to sum up everything we've done till now because we are going to shift gears rapidly for May. May, we go into H1 month where each week we're going to focus on health, wellness, and fitness, part of your life, because that's what you need to step up and really maintain that energy to keep doing what you're doing, to take it to the next level, and to live with that energy, passion, and live those dreams. Nothing, my friends, that you do in life is going to be as gratifying, as good for anybody else if you are not in your top physical health and condition. Trust me, no matter what you do, whether you're the greatest business person in the world, the greatest mom, dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, competitive athlete, none of it's going to be as good if you don't have the health and energy that you can have. Optimal health and energy. Not getting through the day, not eating sugar and caffeine all day long just to get through the day. You want to be the best you can be. Make sure you tune in every week for H1 through the month of May. It's going to rock, guys. Have an awesome day. You rock. Keep the good faith going. Keep going and rock and roll. Have an awesome week. Talk soon.